Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. How Andrei Castravet is emerging as a villain on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Season 9. Elizabeth Castravet and Andrei Castravet are one of the 8 couples featured on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Season 9. While Elizabeth and Andrei have appeared on several seasons of Happily Ever After, their storyline is different this time around. The couple is considering moving their family to Andrei's home country of Moldova and leaving Tampa behind. However, things haven't gone exactly as planned. Since the season premiere, Andrei has been slowly emerging as one of the season's villains. Andrei has already made several controversial moves this season. While he's always been a bit problematic, Andrei is currently embracing the villain role like never before. The biggest part of Andrei and Elizabeth's story so far has been their potential move to Moldova. Andrei admitted that he felt the move would benefit their family in several ways. One of his main reasons involves wanting to be closer to his family, since he and Elizabeth aren't on good terms with some of her family members. He felt the move could be beneficial. While Elizabeth hasn't been fully on board with the idea, she's definitely been considering it. Elizabeth has expressed a desire to figure out the basics of a possible life in Moldova before deciding to move there. She wanted to find a place to live and look at schools for their 2 children. Andrei, however, is in a rush to move as soon as possible. He even admitted to Alexei Brovarnik that he planned to give Elizabeth an ultimatum if she refused to move. Andrei claimed that he would tell Elizabeth that they would either move to Moldova together or separate. This is a villainous move on Andrei's part, as it didn't take Elizabeth's feelings into account at all. Andrei's other big mistake on Season 9 has been lying to Elizabeth about his investment property in Moldova. Several years ago, Andrei invested $75,000 in a property in Moldova. He hoped to flip and sell the property to make a profit. However, due to complications from the Russia-Ukraine war, the property was never flipped. To make matters worse, the company Andrei invested the money with ghosted him and never returned the investment. Instead of being upfront with Elizabeth about what had happened, Andrei withheld the information from her. In fact, Andrei didn't come clean until he brought Elizabeth to the property, which she found in poor condition. Elizabeth was so angry with the news that she decided to leave Moldova early. To make matters even worse, Andrei had told Alexei and Jovi different about his bad investment. Elizabeth should have been the first person to know. Instead, she ended up being one of the last. In addition to drama with Elizabeth, Andrei has also found himself in trouble with several other cast members so far on Season 9. During the premiere, Andrei and Elizabeth attended a housewarming party hosted by Alexei and Loren Brovarnik. While at the party, Andrei got into a heated argument with Loren and her friend Noga. Andrei felt frustrated that Loren was against the Moldova move, and he was quick to defend it at all costs. While Loren and Noga weren't in the right either, Andrei lost his temper quickly, and things escalated further than they should have. Later on, Andrei also found himself in a bad position with Elizabeth's father, Chuck Pothist. Chuck had come to Moldova to look at potential places for Andrei and Elizabeth to live. While he was there, Chuck also wanted to see the investment property. Andrei told Chuck the truth about the property at the same time he told Elizabeth, which wasn't a good look. It took years for Andrei and Chuck to get on good terms, and Andrei is already risking their new relationship. While Andrei is entertaining to watch, he is certainly one of the more villainous cast members this season. 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After is available to stream on Discovery+. For years, 90 Day Fiancé fans have debated which cast members deserve the title of villain. From manipulative fiancés to meddling in-laws, the show thrives on personalities who stir conflict, push boundaries, and ignite social media firestorms. But in recent seasons, one man has risen through the ranks of reality TV notoriety, Andrei Castravet. Once seen as the charming but blunt Moldovan husband of Elizabeth Pothist, Andrei is now carving out his role as the franchise's newest villain, whether he likes it or not. The Moldovan alpha energy. When viewers were first introduced to Andrei, he was painted as a ruggedly handsome, no-nonsense man with a thick accent and even thicker sense of pride. He embodied the quintessential alpha male persona, something that initially appealed to Elizabeth. But over time, that same dominance transformed into stubbornness and control. What once seemed protective now borders on oppressive, especially when Andrei demands obedience, disregards others' opinions, and insists that his way is the only way. This alpha energy, paired with his quick temper, has set the stage for villainhood. On 90 Day Fiancé, villains are rarely mustache-twirling schemers. They're often the ones who won't bend, won't compromise, and won't apologize. Andrei fits the mold perfectly. Clashes with the Pothos family. If there's one storyline that cements Andrei's villain arc, it's his infamous feud with Elizabeth's family. The Pothists, known for their tight-knit but drama-filled dynamics, were already prone to explosive arguments. Throw in a fiery Eastern European son-in-law, and the result is pure chaos. Andrei has never shied away from calling out Elizabeth's siblings, Charlie, Becky, and Jen. While some fans applaud him for speaking truth to their manipulative antics, others see him as the gasoline poured onto an already raging fire. He thrives in confrontation, often escalating disputes with insults, condescending tones, and thinly veiled threats. At family gatherings, Andrei positions himself as both instigator and victim, painting the siblings as jealous freeloaders while simultaneously goading them into verbal and sometimes near-physical altercations. The infamous brawl at Chuck Pothos' barbecue remains one of the most chaotic scenes in franchise history, and Andrei was at the center of it all, shoving, yelling, and accusing everyone else of being the problem. The audience loves drama, but they also recognize patterns. The more Andrei inserts himself into the Pothos family's drama, the more he comes across not as a peacemaker, but as the villain fueling the war. The money factor. Nothing turns 90 Day Fiancé fans against a cast member faster than money drama, and Andrei has plenty of it. From the moment he began working with Chuck in the family real estate business, accusations of favoritism flew. Elizabeth's siblings saw him as a greedy outsider exploiting their father's resources, while Andrei maintained that he was simply doing what they were too lazy to do themselves. This storyline painted him in a darker light. While other cast members beg for work permits or struggle to find jobs, Andrei seemed to land opportunities effortlessly through Chuck. Rather than handling the situation with humility, he flaunted his success and dismissed the siblings' concerns with a smirk. It was the perfect villain move, securing power, then rubbing it in the faces of his rivals. Fans took notice. To them, it wasn't just about real estate. It was about Andrei inserting himself as the dominant force in the Pothos family empire. Ruthless outsider who plays the long game, the my way or the highway approach. Villains on 90 Day Fiancé often share one characteristic: inflexibility. Whether it's Big Ed refusing to compromise in relationships or Angela Deem bulldozing her partners, viewers grow frustrated when a cast member prioritizes control over compassion. Andrei is guilty of this in spades. In his marriage to Elizabeth, he dictates the rules. He frequently dismisses her feelings, mocks her siblings, and steamrolls over anyone who disagrees. While Elizabeth defends him as being direct, fans interpret his behavior as domineering. In group scenes, he rarely listens, he commands. In arguments, he rarely seeks peace, he seeks victory. His inability to soften his edges, even for the sake of his wife's family, has branded him as not just difficult, but downright antagonistic. From protective husband to reality TV villain, the transformation of Andrei's character is what makes his villain arc so compelling. Early on, viewers saw him as a protective husband shielding Elizabeth from her overbearing relatives. That role earned him sympathy, but as the seasons progressed, his shield became a sword, and he turned it not only against outsiders, but against the very family he once claimed to protect Elizabeth from. What's fascinating is that Andrei doesn't see himself as a villain at all. In his mind, he is the hero of his own story, a hard-working immigrant who outshined lazy in-laws, defended his wife, and carved out a better future for his family. But reality TV thrives on perception, not intention. And the perception now is that Andrei is more manipulative than heroic, more combative than courageous. The social media backlash. Off-screen, the villain narrative only deepens. Fans on social media dissect his every outburst, mimify his rants, and debate whether his behavior is cultural differences or sheer arrogance. Many argue that Andrei relishes his bad boy persona, leaning into the notoriety rather than shying away from it. After all, in reality TV, being the villain often means guaranteed screen time. Andrei's critics accuse him of misogyny, aggression, and gaslighting, while his defenders claim he is simply keeping it real in a family full of schemers. But as the backlash grows louder, his image continues to morph into that of the franchise's latest bad guy. Why fans secretly love his villainy? Here's the twist. As much as fans groan about Andrei's behavior, they can't look away. Reality TV villains are essential. They keep the narrative alive, the ratings high, and the drama unforgettable. Without Andrei's sharp tongue and explosive confrontations, 90 Day Fiancé would lose one of its most chaotic storylines. His villain status ensures that every scene he enters carries tension. Will he provoke another sibling fight? Will he clash with Chuck over money? Will he put Elizabeth in an impossible position again? The suspense keeps fans glued to their screens. The future of Andrei's villain arc. As 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After continues, Andrei's path as a villain seems inevitable. Unless he makes a drastic turn toward humility and compromise, a highly unlikely scenario. His role as the outspoken antagonist will only solidify. Producers know this, fans know this, and deep down, Andrei probably knows it too. Whether he's shouting across a dinner table, accusing in-laws of sabotage, or flexing his dominance in confessionals, Andrei Castravet is emerging as one of the most watchable villains the franchise has ever seen. He may not wear the crown of 90 Day Fiancé's greatest villain yet, but he's certainly in the running and loving every second of the spotlight.